Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om to everyone and welcome to Dhanyo'ham. Dhanyaha means blessed, somebody who's blessed, somebody who's received so much. And aham means I am blessed. Today, I would like to start by reflecting on gratitude towards Guru. In life, there are many people that we meet, many people that we talk to, spend time with. But there is that one person in our lives who just wants us to evolve, wants us to become better, and wants us to break free from the cycle of birth and death. That is called Guru. That person, that being, when I think of, especially when I think of Puja Gurudev, how many sacrifices he went through, I think that because his every breath was a teaching, my every step is only his blessing. I think about how when he came down to the plains, there was no organization. He had to start from scratch. He had to build everything himself. The first lecture he had, there were 4 people, including him. He did his own publicity. He talked to people by himself. But I think when I came back from the course, there was already Chinmay Mission New York. You all were already here, and our board members and our community have done so much work to make it grow. I think when he did tapasya and when he went to Swami Tapovan Maharaj, he had to sleep on the bare ground, and his pillow was a rock, and he had to go out and beg for food and ate whatever came his way. I think that I have shelter. I have a safe place to stay. I have a soft bed. And thankfully, I do have food. I think about how he went through so many trials and tribulations, starting something new, speaking the Upanishad, speaking the Bhagavad Gita in English, and overcoming so many challenges from the people around him. And I think that when I came here, speaking in English was already there. I didn't have that challenge. The challenges that our masters like Puja Gurudev, Swami Tapovan Maharaj Ji, Swami Shivananda Ji endured, how there were times where they had no place to sleep, they had no meals to eat, how they had to stand up against what they truly believed. I think about how tough their challenges are. And I think about how, because of them, we are blessed. We don't have to go through that because of them. Because of them, we were blessed with Sandipani Sadhanalaya, where monks like myself, or trying to be monks like myself, were trained and were supplied everything that we could ever ask for. So today I express my gratitude to our entire group Parampara. Isaac Newton, he has a very beautiful quote. He says that if I see higher, it's only because I'm standing on such wonderful shoulders. And I tell myself that if at all I see higher, it's because I am bowing at their feet. So may we always be at their feet, and may our lives be a life of gratitude towards them. Hari Om.
Now Sonia Patel will start the evening with a beautiful bhajan.
Hi everyone, I'm from Arizona and today I'm going to be singing a Krishna Bhajan that hopefully many of you know, Jai Radha Madhava, so please enjoy. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Gopi Varana, sorry, Jai Gopi Janavala, Jai Gopi Janavala, Jai Girivardhari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Yashodanandana Brij Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Brij Janaranjana, Yamuna Tirabhanachari, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Maheshji, if you can please share your reflections with us.
Sonia, that was wonderful. My name is Mahesh Vanjani, and this is Radha Vanjani by my side, and we are part of the Chinmaya Mission Untitled Chapter. Reflections of gratitude is my topic of today. I learned the true power of reflection during our Gita classes from Jatinji and Shubhaniji. To me, gratitude is having great attitude about life. Gratefulness to me means gratefulness, G R E A T, fullness, Fulness, meaning by God's grace, I have everything in my life's journey that I need and require. I believe gratitude is like a muscle. Exercise and practice it each and every day for an hour, and it becomes part of your character and subconscious. I simply do it by internally saying almost all day long and definitely before falling asleep, thank you, God. Thank you, Bhagwan. Thank you, Ishwar, for your gift of keeping me alive and well. I always keep smiling when I internalize these words, and I have noticed that it is then it takes super hold like crazy glue on my character and subconscious. Life has to be lived forward, but it is important to reflect back. Today, I'll share my own unique journey of gratitude and bliss that I did not know existed in me. Reflection on my past life events were actually teaching moments of pure bliss from the Almighty, but due to my own ignorance, I only saw those events as passing and fleeting moments. At the young age of 35, I suffered a massive heart attack and quadruple bypass surgery at St. Francis Hospital in Port Washington, Long Island. I'm grateful to Dr. Damis, who not only performed the bypass surgery, but did such an amazing job that 31 years later, I am in front of you, not only surviving, but thriving. At that young age, my awareness of gratitude was nominal, and therefore it never dawned upon me of the gravitas of life altering moment which had just occurred in my life. Since that life threatening event in 1989, I've had several angioplasties, a stroke, a PFO, and various other major surgeries during the past few decades. God bless all those doctors and healthcare staff that each and every time were there to make me whole again and again and again. Bless my wife Radha for being there through those rough and challenging times, always helping and always by my side. I now realize, upon deep reflection, that divine intervention has always taken place in my life. This year, again, has been like Tale of Two Cities. Opening line by Charles Dickens' book. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. Best of times, we are blessed to have our first granddaughter who will arrive day after Thanksgiving. And worst of time since March about COVID scares, especially for me falling into high risk medical category. My gratitude muscle has immensely helped me as a coping mechanism this year. Prayers are powerful, and me and Radha would be very grateful if you all can pray and bless the arrival of our new granddaughter. My prayer for you all is always keep smiling and be grateful that God has blessed this amazing life as a blessing. When life is sweet, say thank you and celebrate. When life is bitter, say thank you and grow. Rumi said it well. Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Mahesh, for sharing those reflections. We have Pooja next.
Hariom, Mahesh Uncle, that was beautiful. I wish you the best of luck as you welcomed your new granddaughter to the world. Um, I'm going to say a short poem by Mother Teresa. It's not directly related to gratitude, but this poem, I look at it every day, it gives me perspective, and I'm very grateful for these words. Many of you might have heard it, so I hope you can appreciate it with me again. People are often unreasonable and self centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Thank you.
Thank you for reminding us once again. This is one of my favorite prayers as well. Lakshmi ji, you're next.
That was wonderful, Pooja. I've never heard of that poem. Now I'll listen to it more. My name is Lakshmi Krishnan Alagappan. I'm a Balvihar teacher of the Balramayan class. On November 26th, this Thanksgiving Day, my father would have been 99 years old. Although he passed on 7 years ago, his words still guide me in life, and for that I am thankful. It is a true blessing for me. Here is how I would describe him in the form of an acrostic with the first letter of each line spelling out the word father. Although to me, he was always daddy. F is for flexible. My father was mentally and emotionally a very strong, yet had a very flexible attitude, similar to a strong and flexible tree that weathers many powerful storms. At age 5, he was orphaned. When I was 15, he lost his wife, my mother. Yet through these hardships, he would say, whatever you do, do your best, and everything happens for the best. I think this positive attitude helped him persevere through life and allowed him to age gracefully. A is for amusing. He could make light of any situation. For example, he had lost the use of his arm because of a stroke, left arm. And my brother-in-law said, Uncle, I believe you can't lift your left arm. He was very quick to respond, of course I can. He took his right arm and lifted his left arm. T is for thoughtful. After my mother's passing, he quickly realized I needed other women to guide me, to be near me. So he took me to my best friend's house. Very often, she had 2 sisters and a wonderful mother. He would wait outside that house for hours on a scooter just in order to enable me to spend time. She and I, 30 odd years later, we are still the best of friends. H is for honest. My father was the chairman of Bank of Mujra in the 70s. He rose quickly in the ranks because of his honesty. Many people tried to bribe him, but he earned a reputation for having impeccable integrity. E is for equanimous because he was always so calm and composed. He lived life in almost a meditative state, unperturbed by the day-to-day things that would often stress you and me. R is for respectful. My father was respectful towards everyone, regardless of their station in life or what their backgrounds were. In fact, one thing I'm most proud of is how my father respected women. He believed in women's education because he felt that educating a woman benefited the entire family, not just the individual. When I told him I would like to age gracefully like him, he said, what are you waiting for? Start now. I'm very grateful to my daddy and I feel really blessed. On a separate note, I'm grateful to the Zoom platform, which has helped children from India and UK attend my Balvihar class. It has also enabled me to connect with family and friends around the globe during my favorite festival, Navaratri. I'm pleased to say I had people from all continents attend. I have a cousin in South Africa, a nephew in Australia. It was fun. It was the best Navratri. Have a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. God bless. Hari Om.
Lakshmiji, that brought back memories of our own daddies. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I would now request Gigi to please share her reflections.
Ariel, Lakshmi, that was beautiful. Thank you for such a generous and full description of your dad. I'm here to speak about gratitude. What is gratitude? How do we experience gratitude? When do we experience gratitude? Gratitude is an opening of the heart. We can open our heart as easily as we can close our heart. But through acts of compassion, we feel good, we feel loved. When the heart opens, and then the heart opens with love, and the being floods with goodwill and with love. But like I said, we can easily close the heart, and it's worth taking a moment to watch yourself when you do that, to keep the heart open, to let the love flow. With the flow of love comes the grace from the creation, and gratitude fills the being. So we find gratitude in the big things. You ask anyone, what are you grateful for? They'll tell you, I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for family. But what about the small things? The creation constantly, any given moment of the day, is gifting us with small gifts, generous gifts. And I'm here to ask you, pay attention to all those small gifts. A simple thing. I take the bus to work every day. I reach the bus stop, the bus pulls up. I take a moment and I say thank you. Such a sweet feeling. You board the bus and you say thank you. Not a big deal. You keep saying thank you. After a while, you see it everywhere. You're thankful for everything. I can tie this to 2 stories that I have. Again, Maheshji asked me to speak, and I said, what am I going to speak about? The signal came to me. Yesterday, my husband sent me an article from the New York Times. Why do we say thank you just for the big things? I promise you that was the article. The article tells the story about a family sitting down to eat. And they ask everyone at the table, what are you grateful for? And all the adults give the usual answer. Oh, I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful to share this meal together. Then they reach the children. The little boy says, I am grateful for Netflix. Everybody stops. They start to laugh. You're grateful for Netflix? Yeah, I love Netflix. I love Netflix. Now, honestly, that's beautiful. Then we move on to his cousin. I'm grateful for chocolate. Wonderful. How wonderful that it's so innocent and it's so full of love and brimming and full and realistic, real. So, I'm here to ask you every moment of the day, see beauty, because really the creation is constantly gifting us. Even something as simple, you go in the street, it's raining. Oh, it's raining. But think about it. Rain, they say in the scriptures, is seva manifested. That we get rain because we have done seva. And what a beautiful thing to see so much rain. That means so many people have served. And when you look at it that way, you will never again complain about rain. And you'll be grateful. You'll feel gratitude for rain. Because with rain comes food, with food comes nourishment for the body that you may serve even more. And so you change your perspective completely. My second story, and I'll end with this. is I attend a philosophy class, and one of the gentlemen in the class related this story. He said that he has a very difficult relationship with his child. His child is a teenager and he can do no right. Child barely speaks to him and doesn't want to be around him. He says one day he approaches the child just to open the line of communication, and she's really rude. They end up in an argument, and she says, "This is why I never talk to you. You don't understand. You don't have any, you just have no concept of anything." And he says he keeps really calm and he looks at her and he says, "I am grateful that we even had this conversation, because at least it gave me a chance to see what was going on in your mind." And she was dead silent. And she looked at him because, like he had said, they had hardly been communicating. And he said, "At least we communicated." He said she turned around and she went to her room. And he said he was surprised he was so calm, but he really meant it. He said, "I didn't particularly like what she said, but at least I got a sense of what was going on in her head. I'm grateful for any line of communication." And he said something shifted in her. He says she comes around more often now. She's a little more talkative. She doesn't mind being around him. So I'm here to say, look again and look again and look again, and respect anything. The creation is coming at us with all these gifts. Respect and receive. Really, the word respect means re-inspect, which means look again. And there you'll find the sweetness and the joy, and the being will be full of gratitude and love. Thank you, Mahesh Ji, for asking me to come today, because I would not have known this. And thank you, Shubhani Ji.
Thank you, Gigi. And I think tomorrow we have rain in the forecast. So we will remember what you said about rain.
Gigi.
We now have Rajesh Ji and Rupa Ji, who will be singing a bhajan, a beautiful bhajan, which we all have heard before, but they will also explain a little bit what this bhajan means.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, everybody. My name is Rupa.
I'm Rajesh. Gigi, that was very insightful, very nice. Me and Rupa had started Chinmaya Mission classes with Acharya Krishnamurti Ji and Jatin Ji for a chapter on Atma Bodh at Vaishnav Temple, and we are continuing with all the different classes, and we are grateful to them for this spiritual path. Today, I have fortune enough to sing a Gujarati bhajan which was very close to Mahatma Gandhi ji. This bhajan basically similar to Bhaj Govindam. It was sung by by Mahatma Gandhi and his associate every morning and evening in front of the large audience. Before he died on January 30, he's supposed to attend this sabha for pratna, but he could not finish this pratna because unfortunately he had passed, somebody had shot him. The brief meaning is as follows. True devotee of God is the one who feel a pain and misery of other, as well as a respect to all human without ego and pride. One who has no attachment for worthy pleasure and no interest on others' property. At the end, it says, absent from greed, lust, anger, and wants to liberate himself and his future generation. So here is the pratna. Myself and Rupa will sing. वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए मन अभिमान न आणे रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे सकल लोक मां सौने वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे वाच काच मन निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे समदृष्टि ने तृष्णा त्यागी पर स्त्री जेने मात रे जीवात किया सत्य न बोले पर धन नव जाले हाथ रे वैष्णव जन तो तेन रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने दृढ़ वैराग जेना मन मारे राम नाम सुताड़ी रे लागी सकड़ तीरथ तेना तन मारे वैष्णव जन तो तेन रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे वण लोभी ने कपट रहित छे काम क्रोध निवार्या रे भणे नरसैयो एनु दर्शन करता कुळे को तेर तार्या रे वैष्णव जन तो तेन रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. The one of the line which is keep repeating called Vaishnav Janato, it is basically saying the human being is a person who feel the pain and suffering of the other people, that is called Vaishnav. Now I want to end with the quote of today's newsday, which is very appropriate for all of us. It says, when asked if my cup is half full or half empty, ask if my cup is half full or half empty. My only response is that I'm thankful and grateful that I have a cup. I'm thankful and grateful I have a cup. I really believe it. I thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you so much. That was really beautiful. And it was such a joy to see both of you singing it so beautifully together. Thank you. Chandraji, if you can please share your reflections with us.
I think it's Harshaji next.
Oh, I'm sorry, Harshaji.
Hari Om. It was a very beautiful bhajan, one of my favorite one from Ashram Bhajnavali. Rupaji and Rajji has sung very well. Thank you. Before this afternoon, I wasn't aware of it, that I'm going to speak something, and that too about gratitude and on a reflection. And
for my life to think back, and to count every blessing would have been a very difficult job. And I think the 5 minutes or even the half my life again to tell you and retell you or every story would not be enough. But I thought Shubhani ji helped me out by selecting one of my own story, and today she was so generous in without even giving me a slightest idea or even giving me an impression that she has such a busy schedule. She was patiently was listening one story after other story, and just as if that she's all there for me. And Harsha, you say your heart out, and I really appreciate it. And first of all, I thank you for that and that moment that you shared with me this afternoon. And here's the story that Subhaniji wanted me to share with you, and then I will explain why I'm saying the story first and then reflecting. This is the story happened and started about 18 months ago when a friend of mine who's running our NGO in one of the rural area of Gujarat near the Sahara Desert, and there she is having some pilot program of agriculture and dairy. And she's, because of her program, there are many international NGOs are interested in her program. So they come and visit and oversee how she's running this program. But my friend requested that she does, even though she knows English, she is little hesitant to talk with them. And I can help her by just having some conversation in English for a few days so she become little fluent on that. And this is how I started training her how to speak and how what is to be expected and so forth. Not realizing it, that ladies who were coming and dropping the milk and farm produce, which they were doing, collecting and then selling it to the market, those ladies were watching us talking on the screen to each other. And they asked what we are doing. And it was explained to them that I'm teaching them. And they said, how about she cannot teach us? Does she not speak Gujarati? Can she? And I said, so I right away, when they were asking that question, I replied to them in Gujarati, "Ha, હું Gujarati બોલું છું." So they were very happy that I can speak in Gujarati. And then I found out that they were interested. Subsequently, I heard that they were interested to study. And furthermore, what surprised me at that time was that they were the ladies from the Maldari tribe, that is the gypsy tribe of that region, where the adult daughter of the house was never got an opportunity to go to school. Reason was because when the parents are going out, the eldest daughter had a responsibility to take care of the younger brother, sisters, and other household chores that she was remained up without any letter study, no akshar gnan at all. So I said, okay, I'll teach. If you are willing, I'll teach, not realizing what kind of a job I'm opening up to. And they started asking me more and more. And then finally I asked them, I said, are you really guys serious to study? And they said, yes, we want to study more. And they were more excited. They don't wanted to learn in Gujarati. They wanted to learn in English. And I said, why? He said, well, the lady, they were calling her Ben. I said, Ben wants to learn English from you. We want to learn English from you. So I said, what about Gujarati? And they said very nicely in Gujarati, again, I'll say it. અમારે માટે તો કાળા અક્ષર ભેંસ બરાબર છે ગુજરાતીમાં લખાવ શીખવાડો કે ઇંગ્લિશમાં. That means there is no difference to us what letter we learn first, because all the letters seems same to us. So we started with English, and first of all I taught each one of them how to write their name in English. They were so excited that some of the ladies went and had a tattoo on their arms of the name. And that was, I found it very touching and very funny, but it was a true story. Then they started more, and then one day I sat down with them and I said, are you genuinely, really interested to study, and are you committed? And they said, yes. I said, then I have an interest that I want to teach you as far as the high school level. Would you be ready to give a high school exams? And they said, yes. I said, okay, I will try to facilitate everything from my area. I got in touch with the government of Gujarat. I explained to them what my project is. And first they asked me if I'm asking for any grant from them. And I said, no, I'm not asking any money. The only thing I'm asking is the list of curriculum, what they're supposed to study, and how much period of time, and what is it required for high school, and rest of the things I will take care of it. And just give me the names of the book that they are supposed to follow. So they provided me everything very nicely. Now, my other second problem was that I was teaching on Zoom, and that requires computer. So how can I ask these ladies to buy computers? So I approached my husband. He is a scientist, and they have their own scientific group, professional group. And I said, can you put a word around there and say that any people who don't want to dump their laptop, because many of them have more than one laptop available for themselves, and some of that they wanted to discard. So I said, I will take that, and then we will wipe out their memory, reload the new program, and send it back to them in India, and they will get what they needed to do, because they don't need any more sophisticated computer, but they need a basic stuff. So they liked my project. Within a month's time, you will be surprised. I only asked for 15 laptop, I got 20. Not only that, they helped me to clean the memory and reload my program. And they were the one who shipped the computers to the India. And then from the nearby town, I found that the technical guy who went to this small little village, and he made available for all the ladies and set it up all the computers. So now we were rolling the ball, and so initially I had 15 ladies. Second batch started with 12 ladies. Now, when the ladies were learning, the men felt left out, and they wanted to learn only reason because the ladies started talking in English, and they thought that they are not in par with them. So they said they requested to teach them. I said, sure, why don't you come and sit with them? And they said, no, no, no. We don't want to sit with the ladies. You just teach us separately, because otherwise we have to go home and just face them. And that was a very funny situation they created for me. And I said, okay, I'll try. And that is how I got a third batch. In order to...
Krishnaji, sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off because we have others also who will be speaking.
I'm just finishing my story. Now my finish. So after that, what happened was that when we started this whole thing, today I have that batch. I'm teaching them, but in how you will say that I have to express the gratitude. Gratitude comes because they came in my life when I was looking for a direction. I was recovering from a multiple sites of cancer. The treatment for that was very painful, very lonely, very I can't even go and describe my situation at that time, but a couple of people came at that time in my life. One was this tribal people. Other person was Jatinji in my life, who exposed me to our Vedas and making an understanding to that, which I have never had it before. And then Shibaniji, who started it and started introducing me to one Upanishad to another Upanishad. And I said, my goodness, I have never knew that we had so many interesting things going. So today, even though I have a long many people's list that I can be grateful for, but these are definitely the people that I'd really like to thank. And the last but not least is my husband. He just last 40 years of marriage, and 10 years before that when we were dating. So total 50 years of my life, we are together and we never separated. And every time for his support, I am grateful for. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you.
Thank you, Krishnaji. That was truly beautiful, and I would love to hear more of your stories. You reminded me of Kaun Banega Crorepati and the stories. I think this was truly, truly beautiful. Would love to hear more someday. Chandraji, yes, now, please, we'd love to hear from you.
Hari Om, I'm Chandra from Long Island. After hearing so many enlightened stories of being grateful, I want to just outpour my gratefulness way. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and we equate Thanksgiving with gratitude. Following in Jatin Bhai's footsteps of simplifying things, I tried to think of gratitude under 3 headings: what, why, and to whom. Now, the question of what. Every morning, I see the sunlight streaming through my windows, and it awakens the utmost gratitude for a new day, a new sheet of paper to write on, to be thankful for what I have and not what I don't have. Now, why should I show gratitude? What is the reason to show gratitude? Over the years, I have found that when I really show a real gratitude, I find that I have lowered my ego and that my humility has gone up a little bit. This generates happiness and positive feeling with which to build strong relationships and great positive experiences. Now, the last question that I have is, to whom should I show gratitude, especially now? Today, I wish to offer my sincere gratitude to the 3 Guru pillars of Chinmaya Mission in Long Island: Shubhaniji, Lakshmiji, and Jatin Bhai. Shubhaniji, during the peak of COVID, Governor Cuomo gave his daily uptake on COVID. It was very grim and very fearful. But come 4:30 p.m., we huddled together like penguins on an iceberg or porcupines on a cold winter night to listen to your Mrityam Jaya mantra. You gave us hope and faith. Nowadays, Shubhaniji, we see a different aspect of you. Your excellent storytelling preview of the Mahabharata characters. With a smile or with a nod or a tilt of your head, you bring to life the characters, and we sitting like little children, awed and always wanting more and more stories. Thank you so much, Shubhaniji, for everything for this year. Lakshmiji, you have been a great friend for me, a mentor. I am able to call you on any time with doubts on any subject, be it personal or be it what we are reading. Thank you, Lakshmiji. I really appreciate that. Now, Jatin Bhai, with your Atma Bodha and with your Drik Diksha and all the questions that I have asked you, you have tried to simplify to me what is Advaita philosophy. And I truly appreciate you for what you have done. Thank you, Jatin Bhai. Now, gratitude in the Western world is expressed in the pink color and with both hands. And in the West, we embrace each other. But today, I join my hands together to offer my gratitude to the 3 pillars of the Long Island Chinmaya Mission. I really appreciate what you did for me. Thank you, and Hari Om. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chandraji, and thank you for asking those insightful questions sometimes in class, which we hesitate to ask. Thank you. Silky, you're next.
Hari Om, everyone. I'm Silky Singh Pelajani. I'm a physician in New York. My love for Chinmaya Mission started in Houston, where I was raised. I attended Bal Vihar classes and later on also taught Bal Vihar. So being here, I guess that things have come full circle. And initially, I was a little nervous about just speaking even a few words to everybody here, but then I realized we're all just Chinmay Mission family. So with that being said, for me, gratitude is something that's evolving. It's shaped by the challenges in our lives. March of this year, when the reality of COVID really started to sink in, my mom flew back from India to Houston after visiting my grandmother in India. And now, at that point, her main focus was helping my sister, who was 6 months pregnant. But a couple of days later, she called to tell me she felt a little sick and her stomach felt off. So just to give you some context, my mother is not somebody who goes to doctors, even though I'm a doctor. She's terrified of hospitals, even though I work in a hospital every day. And she's been self-diagnosing for as long as I can remember. So you can imagine a week later when I get a call that she's in the ER, I think there was a great level of concern on my end. And to make matters worse, the ER physician almost discharged her until I pleaded with him. I said, please test her for COVID. She just traveled. She might need to be hospitalized. Otherwise, she'll never come back here again. And 48 hours later, she was on a ventilator. And she stayed on that ventilator for about 7 weeks. And so, COVID wreaked havoc on every organ in my mom's body, on a completely healthy 65-year-old woman. So as a daughter and a doctor, I think those were the hardest 7 weeks of my life. I felt helpless, guilty, angry. And if I'm being honest with everybody here, I think gratitude was not on the top of my list of emotions at that moment. However, I've realized it's how we navigate life's challenges. That's what shapes us. It shapes our thoughts, it shapes the way that we act, and it also shapes how we embody gratitude. How do we show it? And without boring you with all the mundane details, there are things that happen every day during that time for which I have the utmost gratitude. She had an ER doctor who was humble, agreed not to discharge her. We were able to get her transferred to one of the top hospitals in the Texas Medical Center. I'm grateful to my friends from high school who came out of the woodwork, whom some I hadn't spoken to in 10 years, who helped me make that happen. And it was at a time when no family members or visitors were allowed to really see our loved ones. This hospital set up daily video visits so we could see her and try to communicate with her. When we posted on Facebook that she needed a plasma donor, friends and family from all over the country reached out to us. People we didn't even know actually reached out to us, ready to donate their blood, their plasma, whatever it took. And she was fortunate to have compassionate nurses and doctors. So even though my mom was still in critical condition, I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with gratitude. And 7 long weeks later, she was finally able to come off the ventilator. And 4 weeks after that, she was discharged on June 17th, right after her granddaughter was born on the following day. So I'm grateful to say that I can hear my mom finally, tell me, "Hi, Mira Silk." I'm happy to hear her endless lectures again, which I never thought I would say. I'm happy to watch her holding her granddaughter. And I'm very grateful that she begrudgingly took me out of bed every Sunday to attend Chinmay Mission class, which I never thought I would say either. But I'm grateful for life's challenges because without them, I don't think we can actually be appreciative and grateful of what we do and don't have. Thank you.
Thank you, Silk. I now ask Anjuji to please share her reflections.
Hi, Hari Om. I am so grateful for such a lovely evening. Everybody had such a inspirational, Silky just now before me, such personal and but very inspirational message. And everybody sang, such beautiful bhajan prayer and such a way that they have expressed themselves. So first of all, Hari Om. My name is Anju. I'm in Westchester, and I've been attending Chinmaya classes for last 2 years. Uh, and I would like to share what I am grateful for today. I would start out by saying an anonymous poem I read. When a bird is alive, it eats ants. When bird dies, ants eat it. One tree can be made into a million matchsticks, but only one matchstick is required to burn millions of trees. Circumstances can change at any time. Don't devalue or hurt anyone in this life. You may be powerful today, but time is more powerful than you. Needless to say, I felt the power of time back in March, when things turned upside down at a moment's notice. I would not say that I was not scared, afraid, and anxious. I was shocked at the nature's power, at how it gripped the entire world and presented us with very challenging circumstances. I did not know how to react. For a good period of time, I did not know how to move forward, and it seemed the world was caving in, and I felt really stuck. I was so used to living with the structure, but I felt it was slipping away. Initial shock, it was replaced by emotional stress, borne by boredom, lack of stimulation, and uncertainty. But soon thereafter, like Chandraji shared, uh, there are a lot of Zoom sessions Chinmaya Mission had started. We started getting together as a community and doing some remote satsang and chanting in various classes. Most of us were feeling a sense of anxiety and needed a message of solace and some reassurance. Seeing so many people come together as a community, it did allow me to get a silence comfort from others. Although these classes were no magic pills and circumstances did not change or it didn't go back to normal, but it did give me comfort and it gave me the strength to cope with the situation. I read a quote from Nikki Banas. She said, "When you find yourself wishing and hoping things out of your control would change, summon all your strength to let go." I didn't think I knew the meaning of it as well then, but I did realize over time, attending satsang and these remote sessions, it has allowed me to let go and to accept and move forward and see the divine purpose. Year 2020 with unusual challenges, and I'm feeling lack of control and helplessness, it did force me to take a pause and appreciate all that we have. Rather than living to satisfy the basic needs only, I am taking time to ponder if there is a greater purpose for human life. Gurudev had said, "We all possess this one great gift, the ability to discover and develop the infinite possibilities within us." Year 2020 has pushed me to look within, and experience the infinite joy that is my nature, even though that feeling lasts momentarily. And I will end by saying again what people before me has referred. I am very grateful to everyone in Chinmaya Mission who are committed to provide us all with multiple opportunities of satsang and classes to study the scriptures, which in turn is allowing me to explore the purpose of human life and my true nature. I seek the blessings on this day that I may continue to explore and live my life with awareness. Hari Om.
Thank you, Anjuji. Now we have our last participants. One of our youngest participants is here, Arya, with her mom, Rituji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. My name is Ari and I'm 8 years. My name is Ari and I'm 8 years old, and I wrote this poem because the person I'm most grateful for is my mom. I love my parents dearly. They are always kind. They are the best. They are better than the rest. They are beyond compare. I am so grateful for they even put a roof over my hair. They give me rights and wants all day. They care for me while they all day long. They are the best, and that is why I am singing this song.
Yeah, Ida. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really beautiful, Arya. I love that bow that your mom put on your hair.
What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So in closing, I would ask Jatinji to please share his thoughts on gratitude.
So we are already late. We are already late. So instead of expressing a long description of gratitude, I will close with a prayer. Let us keep the eyes closed and quietly listen for next 2-3 minutes. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudadvaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalayatano Hari, Mangalayatano Hari, Mangalayatano Hari. Let us, all of us, put 2 hands together to reflect how absolutely indispensable the Lord is in our life. God is our Father, Mother, friend, knowledge, wealth. But even much more than that, God forms the very fabric of our existence. It is by His existence that we exist. Were He to pull away even for a second, we will disappear into nothing. To that Lord who sustains us in every moment of our life, by being us, we offer our salutations, gratitude, love, our prostrations. We sing the way the rishis sang. Tvameva mata cha pita, tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha, tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam, tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyit Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thanks to all of you who expressed their gratitudes. Thanks to all of those who watch this program. Good night and enjoy the Thanksgiving tomorrow. Hari Om. Hari Om.